Uh-oh, them butcher boys back. Yeah, sick, glitch, C-dub. Yeah, you know, we got a new motto this year. MCF, money come first.
Yeah. What up? It's the man about town, Virgil Berry, aka Stacks with the Facts. Y'all know y'all tuned in to another episode of Real Talk Podcast. First and foremost, wipe your feet, come in the dough. You know what I'm talking about? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Tap in and walk with me. How y'all doing today? It's Friday, a beautiful day. I just cut off of work, and my dude got me hit to this story the day before yesterday, and I meant to make a video last night, but I got tired and fell asleep, and I'm doing it now. Now, I don't know how many of y'all heard about this or know about this. This ties in, like I always say, is everything is starting to, manifest nowadays. It's related or connected to HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act, right? LEONNA Harris, right? Out of Kansas City, Missouri. I've been to KC-Mo before. I stayed out there for about 6-8 months when I did my first bid. I was out there hustling and got caught up out there, so whatever. That's another story for another day. But there was an alleged robbery at a store or something like that, carjacking or something like that. And allegedly, LEONNA Harris and some guy she was with pulled off the caper and ran away and led the police on the chase, all right? And had got away, but got caught up to at a Family Dollar, right? On Prospect and 6th. I used to have a dope spot on Prospect and Troost in Kansas City, Missouri, right? That's where I caught my... I ain't gonna say that's where I caught my first bid, but when I got caught on my first bid, I got caught out in Kansas City, Missouri, and I had to get extradited back to Columbus because I caught my original case in Columbus. So, but I didn't catch a case in Missouri. I just got another story for another day. But get back to the story. So they skedaddle over here to the Family Dollar. Police is chasing them, pull up behind them. Dude hops out the car, runs. Right? There's a gun in the car, clearly, obviously, because they just pulled a robbery, allegedly. Right? They found it, whatever. I mean, y'all got chased by the police. Y'all didn't do it, though, but whatever. Okay. So they pull up on them at the Family Dollar. Dude hops out and runs. So, super suspect off top, if you're not guilty and didn't do anything, right? And then LEONNA gets out the car, right? And the police shoot her because they say she tried to run away, and as she was running away, she had a gun on her that they saw, and it started popping. Now, mind you, they just pulled a robbery and were on the run, running from the police, leading the police on a damn near high-speed chase, if you will. Right? So, in all actuality, at this point, they can shoot you on sight. You feel me? I don't know how many of y'all know that. That's pretty much across the whole country thing right there. And now everybody is in Kansas City, Missouri in an uproar, saying that the police shot this girl for no reason. Right? It could all, of course, be argued. Right? Could all be argued, but take a walk with me, man. Violent radicalization, man. There's two sides to this story. Let's just say that LEONNA and whoever the guy was, let's say they didn't do it and it's a mistaken identity. One, why did he get out and run? Two, why did she attempt to run and get out when the police were telling her to stop, she didn't stop? That's just super suspect. Okay, so let's say that they did do it. Then they got exactly what the fuck had coming to them, right? There's a lady on the saying, calling herself some crazy name. And she's just seeing the aftermath. She don't know about the prior robbery that took place that these two people, LEONNA included, allegedly could have possibly been a part of. She just see a girl getting out the car and the police telling her to stop, and she didn't stop, and she didn't appear to be armed or anything like that, and they shot her. What you talking about, Bird? Hey, listen, man, if LEONNA and whoever that guy was did a robbery, hey, they deserve to get the full brunt of the law, right? And if they're innocent, then of course, justice should be served to LEONNA, you know what I'm saying, that she was wrongfully shot by the police. That's a fact. But let's take it to HR 1955, right? These stories, these situations, I want y'all to be able to understand, over in or out of understand, how these things are made to happen. Not no conspiracy theory, crackpot, crazy kook BS. I'm talking about the very environmental, socio-economic situations, right? Atmosphere, so to speak, is created, right? So things like this could possibly potentially happen. Be able to use your foresight, man, and your critical thinking to connect the dots on how these things are made to happen, right? Now you got people, when this story starts to catch fire, like I'm pretty sure it is by now, I ain't heard nothing else about it though, for real. It's being made to violently radicalize people. I want y'all to pay attention to how we got all this stuff going on. Tulsa, New York, Texas. I'm talking about where's next. You feel me? Kansas City, Missouri. Girl getting shot by the police. Violent radicalization, y'all. And I want y'all to, the summer's just getting fresh and started. There's a lot of festivals going on. There's a lot of events about to be going on. 4th of July celebration. We just had Memorial Day weekend. We got Father's Day coming up in some more. I want y'all to be aware and pay attention to how these seemingly out of the blue random acts of violence being committed by white people, black people, Asian people. I told you they're coming for all of us. Watch how these things are being put out in the public eye to violently radicalize us. What do I mean by violent radicalization? Of course, it's scrolling across the screen. And not only that, we got ideologically based violence and homegrown terrorism. I want y'all to be able to use y'all's critical thinking and read this legislation to see how they're going to come for all of us, man. You hear me? And, they use little situations like what's going on in Tulsa, what's going on in Texas, what's going on in New York. All of these things are being done as problem, reaction, solution situations. Create the problem, right, in order to get a certain reaction, and then provide the solution or solutions. Or my favorite, no problem reaction. So you want to create the perception that something's going on, toxic masculinity, in order to scare people into fear and acquiescence. Now this is what's going on, man. And like I said, if that girl LEONNA, she was innocent and got shot by the police due to mistaken identity, then the police deserve to get reprimanded to the fullest extent that's possible, and she deserves her justice and her compensation. But on the other hand, y'all know, and this is another aspect I want to add in too, y'all. When y'all hear these stories and see these stories in the news, they are meant to draw you in emotionally, so you don't think critically and clearly. Think emotionally. Therefore, you would be more wittingly and willingly to go along with whatever comes after this, or you'll just be easy to get enraged and want to do something, and may even be violently radicalized to go commit an act of physical violence, or not even physical violence, because ideologically based violence isn't necessarily physical. So I just want y'all to pay attention to this stuff that's going on, man. Read this legislation, HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act, and be on the lookout for these random acts of violence coming out of the blue, people doing crazy stuff, and watch how it's going to be used to exacerbate, amplify, violently radicalize us. You already know what it is, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Hey.
And there you have it. E&E presents. That's what the facts. The real contender. You could be anywhere in the world, but you right here with me, baby. Thinking back when I was sitting in a prison cell, serving hard times for hard white and dingy scales. I got flicks from Rain Man through the prison mail. That nigga one of the realest, cause he didn't tell. 45's my brethren, I really love you, dog. When I would call collect, you would accept my call. Adrian, my sister, I